Bring me home, out alone, to show me the way. You wanna be a part of Sunset Boulevard.
One of the funniest things that I've always found about doing the events, and I've been doing events for a while, is no matter how hard you think you've worked, no matter how hard you think you've got everything squared away, there's always some little shiny squirrel that's going to sit there and go, I'm not ready, which means you're not ready, you tchotchke, you. And, well, you know what? That's kind of the way I feel today. I've been trying to get everything done, and I just haven't been able to do it. There are a few things that have changed due to simple fact that I get to, and I'm extremely excited about this. I've met him before, but it was a very brief encounter. My wife's son, who is now, of course, my son as well, is going to be pulling up into town at any time. So I get to meet him. He lives in Oklahoma. He and his girlfriend are coming to visit us. And I think the last time I met him, it was for like maybe an hour and a half, maybe. We got it. And that was well over a year ago. And so we're kind of hoping that he gets here in time, that he gets to cook a little bit with his mom, because he and his mom, mom passed along cooking, and he does some fantastic dishes. He sends it to us, pictures to us. And of course, mom gets that, happy gleam in her eye because, oh, I taught my baby boy something. And so it's kind of cute. So we're hoping that happens. But due to that, my wife was planning on joining us right away. She will be coming on and joining us. We just don't know exactly when. So behind me right now, you can see the One Hope Wine Community Pay It Forward fundraiser for the month of February. As is everything this month, we are focusing on our veteran suicide, anti-veteran suicide promotion, or not promotion's a bad way to put it, but event, to where we're going to be trying to bring together the conversation, bring us each together and really talk about how we can do this. We've got the wine event going, and it's been going for the first part of the month. But you know what? We've still got the second half of the month, and we're having the second part of this thing kick off here in just a few minutes with Carolyn. We get to be our first part of some of the beautiful things she does, some of the hard work she does with Pampered Chef. She's going to be hosting a party right here with us. I see her in her kitchen, and she's working her tail off, I'll tell you. And she's going to be putting together a couple wonderful, wonderful dishes. I do want to make sure that everybody does understand that you can follow along with what Carolyn is doing. And you can download everything that you're going to see today by simply going to the website and going to our website, communitypayitforward.us. And when you go there, go to the tab. Let me show you a little bit easier. But if you go up here to Community Dare to Care right here, and you just hover over it, you're going to see Community Mission to Rescue 22. You click on that. It says Community Mission to Rescue 22, so you know you're in the right place. When you do that, you kind of scroll down. You can see everything that we're doing right here, or you can either click right there, and that tells you everything that we're doing. We are still looking for people to join us on Wednesday. The more of you, the less of me, and that's better for everyone out there, the less I talk. So, but right here, as you can see, there you get to see Carolyn's beautiful face and all the information about what she's doing. And you can check out our interview, the last interview that we had. And then right here, you click this button, and all of the ingredients that you need that Carolyn's going to be cooking today are going to be right here. So every ingredient you need to make these wonderful dishes that she's making are right there. They're a little, shall I say, jazzed up. Get it, New Orleans thing, jazz. Never mind. But on the recipe cards. But you know what? You can download these and you can use them and follow along with everything that she's doing. And remember, this isn't a one-time thing. If you ever need Carolyn, if you need her expertise, she is a member of Community Pay It Forward Giving family. She's doing this with us all the time. So all you got to do is reach out to her, and when you do that, she's going to share all this information with you. And as she loves to say, the best thing about ordering through her is you get her. You get somebody who's there to answer your questions at all time. We do have a comment section today. In the corner, you're going to see it. It's right over here. Right up there. Right. Well, I don't even know where it is for you. I guess it's probably right down below us. But if you make a comment, it's going to show up. We will answer your comments. So if you have any questions, please ask them. Right now is the best thing. Like one of the questions that I've got, and I'm just gonna put this out there. There's an ingredient in the chili that I have never ever seen before. Never. And I've cooked for a long time. I've never seen this ingredient in there. I cannot wait to talk to Carolyn about it. And it's kind of funny because when I mentioned that, she looked into the camera. I think she knows exactly what ingredient I'm talking about. So, so I could see her in the green room trying to get ready. And she's like, yeah, I think I know what ingredient he's talking about. So once again, I do want to, before I bring her on, I want to let everybody know that this Wednesday is our second 22-hour podcast. This 22-hour podcast is, folks, it's so important because our heroes, when they're done with service, there's a lot of times they get lost. And one of the things on one of the videos that I'm building today, it states that there are, I believe it's a little over 16% of all suicides in the world are U.S. veterans, and that accounts for less than 7.9 of our population. So that tells you one of the problems about this, okay? Suicide is not fun, hero or not. We've all lost people. Our family was stricken very hard with it the last 6 months. We've lost some family members. We've lost some dear friends. There's very rarely a time when you get to, celebrate a death. Celebrating life I prefer celebration of life than I do funeral. I know that when I pass, in which, let's be honest here, I don't see me taking myself out. I know that if I try to do it, the only thing that's going to happen is I'm going to drool on myself every time somebody says the word "and" or something, because I'm just klutzy that way. But the thing is that there is never a great way to celebrate when someone takes their own life. We need your help this coming up Wednesday and today. Order from Carolyn this week or this month, and a portion is going to be going to this cause. There are 9 organizations that we are working with that help our heroes. You are on Wednesday, you're going to see many organizations throughout the country, throughout the world, that are aimed at helping veterans in some way. But most of them, and I want to make this point very clear, most of these organizations also take care of the civilian population as well. So this isn't something that you can just say, and oh, you know what? These guys are only helping out veterans. No, these people can look, if they can't help you at that moment, I will almost guarantee you they can lead you somewhere. Do not walk away from somebody without helping them in some way. Mental health does not get better on its own. If somebody comes to you, if somebody opens up to you, you need to understand the severity of this. You need to understand that there is a reason for this. That's what this 22 hours is about on Wednesday, is so we can open this conversation, we can work together, and we can do some wonderful things together. I am very excited for this. As you can see, I put together this little background here using a flyer that Carolyn gave us, and it's mighty, mighty yellow, which, it just brings out the twinkle in my eye. Actually, that's the energy drink that bring out the twinkle in my eye. So, I was a little groggy this morning for some reason. I don't know. But up top, you can see the link to her page on our website. It's communitypayitforward.us/pampered chef Carolyn Rasmussen. You put any of those, if you put any of those words in the search, if you put any of those words in the search bar on our website, Carolyn's page will come up. Check it out. And a tab to where you can order from is always going to be up there. Okay. It's always going to be up there. And from this point on, look, the thing is that anytime that you order something from her and you let her know, Carolyn, I was brought to you by Community Pay It Forward, she's going to give us a percentage. Okay. And with that percentage, we're going to give it to the cause that you love. Carolyn is with us. She's our sister in giving, meaning that she wants to make sure that her sales mean more to us as a society than just sales. We have it within our hands. We have it within our grasp to help people in need. It's a hell of a lot easier if you come along with us. You want to find out how? Stay tuned. Communitypayitforward.us has all kinds of information that you can go to, and you can find out so much more information. So, but, well, I think that the wait is just about over. I hope that I'm not opening up something. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready to go. She's ready to go. So I am thrilled and I am honored to bring to you one of our great family partner, giving partners, a great friend. Her and I have been talking weekly now for a couple months, ever since we started thinking about how we can do this to help people. I am thrilled to bring her back to the show, and I am thrilled to be taking part in my very first Pampered Chef party. Your host of this show, I'm just a button monkey on this show. That's all I'm doing. But I'm going to hand it over to the one with all the talent. This is Carolyn Rasmussen. Carolyn, how are you, my dear?
I am so good. If you guys see me looking side to side, I've got camera here, laptop here. It's kind of hard in the kitchen to make this all work out, but that's why I'm kind of going like this. But I'm so excited to be here. This is going to be so awesome. It's Mardi Gras week, right, Zach?
Yes, it is. That's the whole jazz thing I was going for.
So I had to do Mardi Gras themed food because Fat Tuesday is Tuesday, and then we've got Ash Wednesday on Wednesday, heading into Lent. So I'm excited to show these recipes. Are we ready to go?
Yeah, I always thought Fat Tuesday was just I thought it was just a holiday for us fat guys. I was terribly, terribly offended to find out that's not what it was. But
No. It is not.
But
okay.
yes, let's
So
get going. This show is yours. If you do have any questions, please make sure you put them in the comments. I will share your question with Carolyn and she can answer it. If you have any questions about any of the products that she has, make sure that you ask, because there are going to be other people who have that same question. So you ask first and we'll give you the kudos for the question. So take it away.
All right. And Zach, interrupt me anytime. And if you can't see what I'm doing, let me know as I'm trying to finagle the camera in the kitchen. But let's get going. I want to start with the King's cake because the King's cake's got to bake a little bit. So I'm going to get that sucker in the oven so it can get going while we're doing the other stuff. So here's what we're going to do. Let's see if I can get the camera on. You gave me just enough time to prep what I wanted to prep. Let's see. Woo-hoo. Around the corner here. Got a big old tripod in here. This is always fun. Okay. And lean it down.
There we go.
Okay. So this is an easy King's cake, okay? You might recognize these. Now, I opened this up. These are Pillsbury Crescent, the kind that you pop out of the container, right?
Yep.
I opened it up and one container was completely cut at awkward angles and they had little tiny pieces and I couldn't believe it. Usually you open up and they're all even. No. So that's why it looks a little funky. So anyway, I've got all of them lined up in a circle, end to end, with the big end in the center. And then of course the point on this end. And I used my little roller to kind of mash them down together so that they made a full ring with no visible seams. And so there would be minimal leakage, right? Now, the recipe that I sent does include apples. I prefer not to add the apples. That's not really traditional. So I've already mixed up in here the cinnamon sugar, powdered sugar, and cream cheese. And we're just going to take this mixture and spread it around in this ring the best we can without making a mess of the dough.
Is it easier, Carolyn, to let that sit to room temperature? Does it help it spread a little bit if you let it sit to room temperature?
Yes, that's a good question. I actually had the cream cheese sitting out about an hour before I even mixed it.
Okay.
So that made it so much easier to mix with the mixer versus trying to do it completely cold. And then, of course, I had it mixed up before we even went live. So it's been sitting out a good bit of time, and so it spreads pretty good.
And then it looks to me like you're using a pizza stone to cook this on?
Yes, I am. This is our round stone. And, of course, Pampered Chef. I'll give you a little history lesson here while I'm spreading. Pampered Chef was started in 1980 by Doris Christopher. And one of the first products she had was the stoneware. She's from Chicago, and there's a market up in Chicago where you can, at least at that time, you could buy commercial grade products. And so she worked out a deal where she could sell those at in-home parties, basically, in 1980. And her first show, what she did was she took a stone, took a frozen pizza from the grocery store, added a few vegetables on top, and cooked it in the oven. And everyone was shocked. They were like, "Oh my gosh, is this really just a frozen pizza?" Yep, just a frozen pizza, because the stone makes it crisp up and becomes a much better crust than just a regular crust. So hang on while I get the goop off my finger. So, I'm pampered. I'm not perfect. I don't worry about it being completely even and all that stuff. But there's one other thing I want to add to it, and that's pecans. Most people are very familiar with our chopper.
Okay.
Okay. Now here's a trick with nuts. Okay, because a lot of times I use the chopper without the cap on it. Okay. But for this, I leave the cap on, and I actually, and mine's older, so y'all have to be really nice to it because it's been around a really long time. But I fill the cup with the pecans. Then I put this back together with one hand. That's really kind of hard there. Okay, so I put it back together, and then I screw the cap on. It's not going to behave for the camera. There we go. And that's how I do the pecans, because then I don't have to try to measure them out or anything. So I'm just going to... Y'all see that?
Wow.
So that was super easy. This chopper is been in our lineup for a very, very long time. And if you don't have one, you need one. So I'm going to just sprinkle the pecans around. Like I said, the recipe does call for apples in here, but that's really not very traditional. I didn't want to fuss with the apples because I like it, just the cinnamon and the pecans. To me, that's tasty enough. So I'm just going to sprinkle these pecans. I think this is about a quarter cup of pecans. And done. Now, here's how we go. We take, and this is, the rings have been around with Pampered Chef for a really long time. You've seen taco rings and ham and cheese rings, and it's all the same principle. You take the tip and tuck it under. And like I said, we had some really strange shaped pieces in that one thing of dough. Never seen it before, ever. So we'll just have to make do. But now we're going to make a ring by pulling the dough around and tucking the point under the other side. Very simple, very easy.
A real quick question about your chopper. You used it to chop up your nuts, but that's also a great tool for like celery or an onion and other things, right?
Yep, celery, onions, and like I said, I'll typically not even use that cap, and I'll just get my cutting board, and I will just put piles of it and go around my cutting board really quick. So it's super for chopping anything. And then your hands aren't smelling like onions or everything else nearly as much because you're not in there trying to chop them. And you don't get nearly as teary-eyed with the onions because you're not spending as much time with them. So there's our ring. And I'm going to pop this ring in the oven. I've got a little bit of the cream cheese over here. I want to get that out. And bear with me while I back up the camera here. And I'm going to put this in the oven. And some of you who are familiar with Pampered Chef for a really long time may have noticed that my, I'll bend over. My stone actually had handles on it. They've upgraded it. It's no longer just a flat stone. It has handles on it. So that's kind of a cool thing. Now,
that's actually kind of funny that you said that, because that is the one thing about pizza stones. And I absolutely love pizza stones. I cook, the pot biscuits and stuff like that. I cook those on those pizza stones because it is so the evenness of the temperature on them. It holds so much better than just a regular flat black pans.
Exactly.
But
exactly.
And what temperature are we cooking this king's cake on? Do we follow the recipe of the
Yes.
Are we following the recipe of the biscuits themselves?
No, it's actually, I don't know. It's 350 for 25 to 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So I already had the oven preheated, and so that's good to go.
Perfect.
So let me reach around here. Where is my scissors? Scissors. Where'd my scissors go? Well, I can't open my stuff without my scissors. I had them a minute ago. Probably in with the onions, knowing me. Well, I had to cut that. It was a brand new thing of onions, and I had to cut open the onion bag. And then I set it down.
If you need it, I can let you borrow my knife. But
oh, cool. That would work great. Can you hand it through the camera?
Yep. It's only, what, a 3-state handoff?
Yeah, no kidding. Well, I'll just grab my handy-dandy other set, because I don't know what I did with them. So anyway, now we're going to jump over to doing the, see, it's weird not talking to you. Jump over to the chili. Now, this is my favorite pot. We've talked about this before, right, Zach?
Yes.
This is my rock crock. Okay, and I've already got onions going in here. Let me see if I can move this up. You can even see inside of it. So I've already sauteed the onions a little bit and got them kind of caramelized and ready to go. And I'm going to add the meat. But this is the rock crock. The reason I love the rock crock is it's oven, broiler, stove top, gas or electric, or flat top, microwave, grill, and dishwasher safe. And add on top of that, how we're going to use it today, we're going to start here browning the meat and everything. And then I'm going to move it to my new slow cooker stand, and it's going to slow cook the rest of the afternoon.
Wow.
So this is your everything pan. So this recipe this is called the Easy Weeknight Chili. And you made me laugh because you said there's an ingredient in here. And honestly, other than in here, I don't use it. But I know it's going to be amazing because it just brings out the flavor a little bit more. You know, in Mexican food, there's a mole, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then, so it's the same kind of principle.
Yeah, like I said, it was one of those things that when I saw it, I was kind of like going, wait, was that supposed to be on the king's bread? And
Yep, no. Okay, sorry. Called for 1.5 pounds of meat. And I usually package my meat and freeze it in 1 pound, but then I sometimes have a 1/2 pound hamburger. So there is my 1.5 pounds of meat. I learned that trick a long time ago, that if I buy my hamburger meat in bulk, I save a heck of a lot of money.
yes.
But I don't like making hamburger patties out of meat that's been frozen. So I will make them in hamburger patties before I freeze it. Tip. Okay, so here is another magic tool. This is our mix and chop spatula. Many of you may have known about our other mix and chop. It's across the way over there. I'm not going to grab it. But this is the close cousin of the mix and chop spatula. And as I brown the meat, this is going to help me break it up. But guess what? It's also a spatula. What do you also notice about this? Can you see them in there?
It drains.
Yes. So you can drain and scoop your meat in addition to chopping it. So it does all of it at one time. Plus, this is silicone. So it also works like a spatula too. So it actually scrapes the side very well. And the bottom.
So and it's not going to scratch your non-scratch surfaces or.
Correct. It's not going to scratch. It's safe for all your non-stick cookware.
Perfect.
So I'm going to get that browning. So while that's browning, I'm going to set my spoon over here, and we're going to run over here and start browning. Hopefully y'all don't get whiplash. I'm going to move quick. So here we go. Now we're going to work on the jambalaya. This magic tool here, this is the multi-cooker. And I think we've talked about this before too, Zach.
I think we brought it up a little bit, yes.
Yes, because this guy is the one, yeah, you guys can't see the tools and see me. This is a slow cooker. It is a pressure cooker, and it is sous vide as well. And sous vide is the water bath cooking. It's awesome. So we're going to grab our jambalaya recipe, and this is so easy to make. And you put it in the pressure cooker, and it takes care of itself. This will work in any pressure cooker. So if you don't have our multi-cooker, don't feel like you can't make it. If you happen to have that other name brand that you see around, you're welcome to make it in there. So I've got the chicken. Ooh, I forgot to grab the chicken. That's what I forgot to grab. Okay, here goes another tip. Very, very, very important with chicken breasts. That most people do not do this. That is to tenderize your chicken breast. Okay.
I actually saw the tenderizer in the magazine earlier today.
Yes,
I
that
did see
tenderizer is fantastic. I need a bigger kitchen, Zach. We built this house, and I wasn't doing Pampered Chef 20 years ago, and I thought I had an amazing kitchen, and then now I've outgrown it. So, yeah, so you have to tenderize your chicken breast. Now, I've already done this one because my son and I went and had chicken breast last night, and I had frozen 2 of them together. So you'll notice this chicken breast is even, and it's a lot bigger than it started out because I tenderized it, okay? So the tenderizer, it doesn't take much because it's weighted, okay? And I love the way it's like this instead of having to do a hammer. So you just put it on the counter in a Ziploc bag, and you're good to go, okay? And the tenderizer doesn't really get dirty because I'm using a Ziploc bag, okay? Let me see if I can tilt this guy up just a little bit. And I won't have to bend over so much. Okay, so we got the sausage there. And I think I need to start the sausage cooking, and I'll chop the meat, the chicken while we're doing that. So, sear and sausage. Okay, so we're going to start on sear here. And we're going to let it go. Here we go. So this is going to heat up, and we're going to start searing the sausage while we do some of the other things. We're going to pray that I don't mess things up doing more than one thing at a time. Okay, so here's another really cool thing we have in the catalog. This is an oil dispenser.
Okay, I'm sorry, what was that again?
This is an oil dispenser.
Oh, wow.
Okay, now I have 3 of them sitting by my stove. One has canola oil, one has olive oil, one has avocado oil. Here's the cool thing, and I don't know if I can get it close enough for you to see, but there is measurements right here. I squeeze it, I can get 1 teaspoon, 2 teaspoons, and a tablespoon.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so oil's not going to go bad. I just have it sitting out. So I don't have to, I'll be honest. And Zach, tell me, if you're cooking, do you measure that 1 tablespoon that the recipe calls for into the pan?
No, okay. I don't.
No, me either. Now I do.
If it was that easy, you better believe I would. But, I was a cook for so long, Carolyn. I don't usually, I'm not a follow the recipe guy, and I know that you and I are different on that. I'm more like your son, where I'm just going to take and wing it quite often, and make some of those happy mistakes. Wow, this is pretty good, or boy, I wish I wouldn't have done that.
Exactly. Well, and I'm getting better at that the more I cook with Pampered Chef. But one thing about estimating oil, especially for those who don't cook a whole lot, inevitably you put more oil than you think in there. And that's calories. So that's one of the things that I think is really cool is with this now I can very much control. And if I want to do a little less of the oil, I can even do 2 teaspoons instead of the full 3 teaspoons. Okay, so I'm getting this ready. And I'm going to throw, we're actually going to just brown the sausage. This is pre-cooked sausage. And I'm just going to brown it a little bit in here just so we get a little bit of a caramelization and a sear on the outside of the sausage. I'm not going to pre-cook the chicken. The chicken's going to go here, and we're just going to actually just cut it up and put it in there. If I can find my tongs.
And this sausage can be any different type of sausages. I know that when I looked up a recipe, the sausage that made most sense for me is andouille. But
yeah, and I thought about that. I saw it at the store, and yes, it'd be very good in there. I was trying to be a little bit health conscious because that tends to be a very greasy sausage. So yes.
Yeah, once again, when it comes to sausage, that's my jam. I love my sausages, everything from chorizo. and it just does not get greasier than chorizo. So
No, agreed. And it'd be really, really tasty. So no complaints there. I was just trying to be a little more health conscious on this one since I have to eat it.
yeah,
So I've actually
and
got some girlfriends coming over tonight for dinner. I was like, I've got all this food. My husband's in Daytona. My son won't eat it. Y'all want to come over for dinner?
one of the other things that is not in this recipe, but you could also add, of course, is shrimp.
Yes.
Shrimp is another great addition to jambalaya. So just make sure that as we were talking about, this is a great starter recipe for where you're going, or you can finish it and make yourself a great meal. But there's always ways that you can take and kind of make it your own.
Yes. And I have made it with shrimp before. And I'll tell you though, I think with shrimp, don't put it in at the beginning. Wait until it's pretty much done in the pressure cooker. Release the pressure, and then add it back in there, stir it up, and then let it just sit with the hot rice for a little while, 5-10 minutes or so. And I think that will be better than cooking the shrimp like we're going to cook the chicken.
Yeah, because shrimp is very easy to overcook.
Yes, and then you'll have rubber shrimp. Okay, that's good. Let's swing around while that's going. And by the way, this pressure cooker, I love that I can sear first. So think if you're going to make a pressure cooker pot roast, you can sear it in here and then put all the stuff and then put it in the pressure cooker.
That's awesome. I love to hear that. So
okay, so now the trick about browning meat, and I'm sure Zach, you may know this as a former chef. You don't want to start chopping it and moving it around yet, or you're going to have gray hamburger meat. So instead, I waited for it to kind of brown up a little bit, and now I'm going to mix it and start chopping it up. And I'm trying to get the ground beef to be a little more on the brown side than the gray side. And it just chops up easier when you do it that way. Now, there's arguments. Sometimes you can wind up buying chili meat, which is a coarser ground meat. Mm-hmm. So, but for the purposes of this, to show you guys how awesome this mix and chop is, I'm going to actually make sure I chop it up pretty good because I want you guys to see, think taco knife. Now, I had the onions pretty coarsely done, so they're kind of chunky in here, but look at that. Can you guys see how that's all breaking up?
Wow.
This thing right here is tapered at the end. So it does a fantastic job of breaking it up. Now I do buy lean ground beef, so I'm not going to drain the fat, but if you use 85% ground beef, you probably need to drain it. But I think this was 93.
Okay, and here in the catalog, it's called the Mix and Chop Spatula. And they've got it for $18. And there's all kinds of different things that there's a 3-year guarantee on it. Heat safe up to 450 degrees. And of course, dishwasher safe. But yes, you can find the Mix and Chop Spatula under the utensils when you go to the Pampered Chef Party Rescue 22 fundraiser. Again, that is in the chat, and you can find it, and you can go straight to the page for the fundraiser. So I'm going to try to bring up as many things as I can see we're using here. So
perfect. That works out great. So about got the sausage ready, but I'm going to try and get the ingredients into the chili first. So there's another cool tool, the garlic press.
Oh, yes.
Because
and we are a garlic loving family.
And garlic is, first of all, it's much cheaper when you buy it by the head. And here's a little lesson, just so you guys know. This is a head of garlic, okay? Recipes rarely call for a head of garlic. They will usually call for cloves. So you just break it open. This little paper stuff is going to go everywhere. This is a brand new head. But then inside the head, that's a clove. We have had occasions where the host of a party will put in more than the clove. They'll put in like 3 heads. That's no yummy. That's too much.
That would be a little garlic.
This calls for 3 cloves of garlic. This is an old one, so it has the old style, but there's one that looks like a Barbie brush that helps you clean out the garlic. I just have to put the garlic clove in there and press it right into the pan. It will peel it for you, so you don't have to peel it. Scrape it off. Pull out the paper. Do it again. Just do 3 cloves. And the other thing is, a lot of people like to buy their minced garlic in a jar. One, you're going to lose some flavor, as with anything that's open like that. And you may not know when it goes bad. And then you might be putting spoiled garlic into your food. And it's way, way cheaper to just buy it as heads. So there's that. Garlic is all set there. I'll need this again over on the other side when we put it in the jambalaya. And okay, here we go. 3, and my dog's going to start barking. 3 tablespoons of chili powder. Okay, so we have adjustable measuring spoons. This is the tablespoon. This is the teaspoon. Okay, love these guys. Adjustable. So that's a tablespoon, 2 1/2, 2, 1 1/2, and 1 teaspoon. And this is from an 1/8 all the way to 1 teaspoon.
You know, the simplicity of that tool just shocks me to death, because one of the things that one of the reasons, I'll be honest with you, Carolyn, I think one of the reasons why I do not use measuring tools is because I can never find the right one.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, and now I only have to keep up with 2. And I do everything I want with these 2. And if you want to do a teaspoon and a half, I don't need 2 of them. I just need this one.
Right.
So I love it. It's my favorite. Okay, there is the 3 tablespoons of chili powder. Now here's the one you were shocked to see. It's going to elevate the flavor though.
Here we go.
Y'all, secret ingredient. Bam. Unsweetened cocoa.
That's exactly what.
But it's just going to elevate the flavor, and it will probably calm down the spice a little bit, and just come on. Got a chunk of it there. Okay, 1 tablespoon and a half. There's 3 teaspoons in a tablespoon, so let's move it down to the 1 1/2. And I'm definitely a good enough kind of cook. I don't get too wrapped around about being exact.
Yeah.
Especially with stuff like this. Okay. 2 1/2 teaspoons of cumin. I love cumin. So I just have to move it 2 1/2 teaspoons. So I'd still get to use the same thing.
Okay, in the 9-inch rock crock Dutch oven,
yes.
The specifics on it are it holds up to 4 quarts, which is 1 gallon of items or of food. Heat safe up to 752 Fahrenheit. So in other words, if you're cooking something, it's going to be able to handle the temperature. Because if you're cooking something at 752 degrees, well, you're cooking gold or something. So
that's why it can go on the grill.
Right, and glass lid is also heat safe up to 400 degrees.
Yep.
No pre-seasoning, which is great, is required. It's fridge and freezer safe, dishwasher safe. And look at this. It even comes with 10 other exclusive recipes. Asian beef stew, deep dished stuffed focaccia. That sounds pretty good. French onion mushroom soup, Mexican pork stew with salsa verde, mocha braised short ribs. There's the mocha again. Um, red wine braised ragu. Eh. Roasted vegetables primavera, rustic grill braised chicken, southern style chicken and sausage, okie dokie, and spinach and seafood chowders. So this is just some of the items that you can do with this rock crock oven. Oh, and apparently you can make a pretty darn good chili with it too. This is one of the other things that you can add to the list. And remember, every time you make a purchase, using the code right here, these 9 organizations are getting a portion of your total expenditure.
Yes, we would love to get this fundraiser for Rescue 22 up to where we can get 15% of the sales will go to it. So I'm using the manual food processor right now because I am going to chop vegetables for the jambalaya. So I've got some bell peppers and some celery in here. And this is just a pump action. Give it a shake. You can see we're already doing a pretty good job of chopping up the vegetables. And this is easier than having to just use a knife. Makes great salsa. And it's smaller. It's not like a big huge food processor sitting on your counter. A couple more here. Okay. There we go.
Oh, wow. And that food processor can make stuff like shakes.
Yes.
And there's the salsa. So, and the food processor is running for $55. You can see the double blades.
So I'm adding these vegetables. I know you can't see me, but it's not that exciting. I'm just adding them to I pulled the sausage out, and I'm putting them in the quick cooker or the multi-cooker right now to get them to kind of soften up a little bit.
And this is while it's still on the searing?
Yes, we're still on sear.
Okay, perfect.
And here's another trick too. When you're using a pressure cooker, the times are all based on after it comes to pressure. So when you're doing a recipe, yeah, it cooks like in a few minutes, but it has to come up to pressure. One way to get to come to pressure faster is to use the sear while you're putting all the ingredients in and starts heating everything up so that when it's time to close it up and ready to cook, you hit cancel and put the timer on. It's already hot. It's not coming from cold. So that's another tip for pressure cooking. Okay, we're going to put some tomato paste into the chili. Here's our can opener. Okay, and I think Zach was really interested in a can opener.
Actually, we are going to be ordering one as soon as this show is over.
So watch this carefully because most people want to put a can opener on like this.
Mm-hmm.
No. Goes on like this. Okay. Oh, that's the sound of our other thing done. So I'm just turning it around like this. It's spinning around as I turn the handle. Can you see the can going around?
Yep.
And then you'll feel it when it gets all the way around. Then you do a quarter turn backwards. And that releases it. Now, this is an old one that was a specific color for a season. You have a button. That works the little beak right here. I put the beak on the edge and push the button. I'm on camera, so now it's being silly. Okay. Come on.
I'm telling you right now, it has something to do with the can opener, so it's probably my fault.
Well, sometimes you get a can you think is normal shape and it's not. And sometimes I find the bottom's easier to open. Yep, there we go. I can feel it much different. If it was, how, I don't know. I get so mad at my Walmart. I have to go through like 10 cans before I find one that doesn't have a dent in it. There we go. Then lifts up. Just like that. So there's no sharp edges. It actually went around the outside of the can.
Right.
Okay. So, it said half a can of the tomato paste. So we're going to guesstimate half a can. And then it calls for, pause that. Let's get this out of the oven before we burn our king's cake. Because my friends coming over don't want burnt king's cake. My camera keeps wanting to spin around. Y'all can see the oven, right? Okay. These are our silicone oven mitts. Silicone means they're waterproof. So if you want to, you could actually grab the corn out of the cob out of the boiling pot. Oh yeah, it's time to come out.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to let it cool for a few minutes while we get everything else together, and then I'll frost it. Put this over. I use my stove as my cooling rack. Okay, spinning back around. Sorry, I'm pampered. I'm not perfect. I don't have a awesome kitchen setup. I do have a good camera that I can use on Zoom, but I can't use it for this. Okay, so what's the last couple of ingredients here? It's 1.5 cups of beef broth and fire roasted tomatoes. Can opener again. Oh, much better. It's that little bitty can must have been all warped on top because the bottom worked great. Backwards, a quarter turn. Up pops the lid. It says undrained, so we're just going to put those in. And then it said the chili beans, undrained. Yes, I put beans in my chili, and I'm from Texas. But my mom always did that, so to me that's normal. Plus, beans are a heck of a lot cheaper than beef. So my chili goes a lot farther because I put beans in it.
And there we go. Everybody just saw I added the can opener to my cart.
Oh, right. I can't wait to hear your excitement when it arrives. Okay. That's it. I'm going to use our mix and chop spatula to kind of mix all this stuff together. And then I'm going to move this guy over to the slow cooker, and he's going to finish cooking on his own. But guys, this smells so good. I'm so excited. But see, here's how this works. Can y'all see this good?
Yes.
Pick it up, and then I can drain it by tilting it because it's got those holes in the bottom. So I can use it to serve too. It's not a huge spoon, so I wouldn't use it like a ladle. It doesn't hold that much. Okay. Now swing you guys back around this way. Boop, boop, boop. And over there in that corner on my island is my slow cooker base. And I'm going to take this guy. Yep, not too hot. Set it right in here. Move away all my other gadgets. And you should be able to see the front of it. It's now digital. They redid it. And I'm going to set this on. I'm going to put it on high to get it kind of going.
And that's just going to be the Rock Crock digital slow cooker stand, correct?
Correct. And it's really cool when they moved it to digital. Now it will. It's on 4 minutes. Like the max you can put it on is 4 minutes on high. And as soon as that 4 minutes is over, it's going to pop down to stay warm, keep warm. So that's kind of a cool feature that it now will take care of itself. Okay, I think I heard this go off. So back to sear. Nope, not eggs. Cancel. Okay, so our chili is done, pretty much done with our king's cake other than frosting it. Now we're going to finish up the jambalaya. I'm going to heat it back up again because I only partially got those going, but it won't take but a second. Okay, the vegetables are about done. The vegetables again, because I kind of was doing that on the slide, were onions, celery, and red bell pepper.
Yep. Red pepper, yeah.
Okay, and then now we have to add garlic. Now, since you're a chef, I'm going to ask you this question. Why do we always want to put the garlic in with the onion when we're browning it?
I just know it always tastes a little bit better. I think that the two tastes, for me, I always just thought that the two things tasted when they brown together. I just think that they bring out a taste that is beyond compare. I mean, so, but is there a specific reason why? Or
yes. So what happens when you put garlic in a pan to brown it by itself? How fast does it go from?
Oh yeah, it does burn pretty quickly. Yeah.
Guess what? When you put it with onions, that won't happen.
You know, it's kind of funny. I don't think I've ever. I know for a fact I've never heard that, so I'm glad that you brought that up. But I don't think I've ever tried to brown one or the other alone. I think I've always, even in my breakfast, you know, like I make a casserole in the morning with eggs and bacon, sausage, and I always do the garlic and the onion together. And like I said, we are definitely a garlic family. I mean, we use garlic in so many different ways. So.
Well, now you know, and all your listeners know, to make sure that when they're doing the garlic, especially if the recipe has onion and garlic in it, to make sure that onion's in the pan first before you add the garlic, so you don't char and your garlic will get bitter, brown and bitter, super quick by itself. But something in the chemistry, when you do it with the onion, totally changes that behavior. So, fun facts with Carolyn. Okay, so now I'm going to try to get the camera to look over inside this pot. See if you guys can see without it falling off into the pot.
This garlic press also has a inside of it. It has a little brush that makes the removal of the garlic itself. It makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah, that's what I was using. Mine was the old version. The new one has like a Barbie brush looking thing. Y'all see that?
Yeah, it does. It looks almost like a poodle brush.
Yes. So there, we got all the vegetables seared and ready to go in the pot for the jambalaya. Y'all would laugh if you saw what I was doing with this. Okay. You know, like you remember back in the day when we all had just cameras and not phones and we had tripods?
Yeah.
My webcam is attached to that.
Well, I was actually thinking about this the other day. Do you remember when they used to try to sell phones because, well, they were phones? And now, you know, every cell phone that's out there, they're selling it because of the camera. not because it's a phone, you know.
Right. That's like we know it's a phone. Like what else can it do?
Yep. So.
Okay, so here we go. Now we add everything in. We got the everything seared. Add the vegetables, cook, and hit cancel. So I'm going to hit cancel. Y'all, can you see with that lit up? This has custom, which means you can set it for your own pressure cook. Sear, egg, poultry, beef and pork, seafood, white rice, whole grains, soup, beans, dessert, steam, slow cook, sous vide, yogurt, and sterilize. I'm a little out of the baby business, but if I had bottles to sterilize, I could sterilize them in here. Okay, sausage goes back in. Y'all look how good I did on the sausage. It's all got browned and yummy looking.
That is beautiful. That really is. Okay, now I'm hungry.
Yeah, I wish you could come over and eat some of this, Zach. One of these days, I'm going to have to come see you on our trips through Colorado. You're just a little off the beaten path. We're going to put in I just chopped up the chicken breast. It's about a pound of chicken. And with the way the chicken breasts are these days, it's one giant chicken breast. That's in there. What else am I putting in here? I'm putting in 2 cups of chicken broth. Oops. Okay, that chicken broth settled. So I'm also using our Easy Read measuring cups. Here we go. One of the cool things about them is you read the measurements from inside. So you don't have to bend over when you're trying to measure. You can stand up straight and measure. So they're my favorites. They come in a set of 4. 4 cup, 2 cup, 1 cup, and then the little baby one does tablespoons up to a 1/4 cup.
So now just looking through this right here, we got a couple different things that we've, for this cooker itself, we've got a pressure cooker fluted cake pan.
Yes.
Cooker steamer baskets.
Yes, you could do shrimp and vegetables in here with the steamer baskets and they will stack. So you can do 2 different things.
So there's the ceramic pot pressure cooker lid. That would be something great for doing your, as she was just saying, creating your own baby food and stuff. But this is such a versatile tool. And I mean, this is a tool that, quite honestly, you can do a lot with.
And had you ever done sous vide before?
No, I had not.
Okay. That's a pretty nifty little trick. And sous vide is it's slow, intentionally slow. But you can take a steak or a chicken breast and you put it in vacuum seal, or I'll show you what we've got here. If I can reach it. This one's not our large one. Let's see where my large one is. But anyway, you'll get the idea. We have a larger one too. Silicone resealable bags. Zipper. Where are we? So then you just reseal it. You get all the air out of it. Okay, this would be good for a hamburger or pork chop. And you insert it into the water that has come up to temperature, say 125 degrees for like beef. And you cook it in there with a lid on for 4 hours. You pull it out, throw it on your hot cast iron, sear it on both sides, or throw it out on the grill outside. And just to sear the outside, it is fully cooked exactly to temperature, exactly how you want it cooked.
Wow.
So you're busy and you came home at lunch and you threw those into the sous vide. You have to let it get up to temperature. So you can't like just walk in the door and walk right back out. But you got home, you're getting ready to fix yourself dinner, or lunch, so you get it started. Once the water comes up to temperature, you put the meat in, close it up. When you get home, all you got to do is pop some vegetables in the microwave, and then you can. Sorry, I'm distracted by trying to measure my rice. Pop some vegetables in the microwave, sear the outside of your meat, and you've got dinner. So that would be, it's really a time saver. You just have to plan ahead. So, okay, I think I've got everything, right? I've got the rice. That was, with this jambalaya, Uncle Ben's rice makes a difference. Because it calls for long grain rice. Definitely do the Uncle Ben's rice. Okay, that's everything. So I've got in there.
Oh, that looks good.
I didn't do the Cajun seasoning. That would be a travesty.
And then here's the information about the reusable storage bag set. They come in a set of 4, it looks like.
You can buy them individually or a set of 4, yes.
Okay, and so you got 1.5 cups, 3 cups. It looks like there's 2 different 3 cups.
Yeah,
and then a large that holds 8.
Yes. Here, I'll show you. This is cool. So we have the one I showed you. But then we have same size, but different. This one is for like sandwiches. It opens on 2 sides.
Oh, wow.
So you don't have your sandwich getting completely mangled in the process of putting it in there. This is more traditional, just top. And the smaller one is like a snack size.
Yep.
And then the bigger one's down here. There it is. It's orange. These are also microwave safe and freezer safe. Here's the bigger one. Okay.
And as you've already said, with this pot here, you can also cook in those bags.
Yep, that's the sous vide. So it's a water bath method. Okay, so I have in there sausage, chicken, onion, bell pepper, celery, 3 garlic cloves, Cajun seasoning. I use a little oil in the beginning to sear the meat and stuff. Chicken broth, fire roasted diced tomatoes, and rice. I'm skipping the hot sauce. We can add that later. I don't like to assume everybody's going to eat it hot. Okay, so we're going to put the setting on here to white rice. Okay, and hold it down. There we go. So once it gets up to pressure, it'll take 4 minutes to cook. That's it. So, yeah, can you believe that? 4 minutes. And it'll cook the chicken, and it will cook the rice in that 4 minutes. So here we go. Now we're going to go spin back around here, and I'm going to show you how to make this a king's cake. Wash my hands since I was just touching chicken. And then we'll be done, Zach. Almost just right at an hour.
This is and let's bring up that point again. She has created not just 1, but 2 full meals in about an hour's time.
Yep. I pulled out. Where did I put this? Over here. Ah, yes. Okay. I had a little bit of prep ahead of time as far as chopping and stuff, but yeah. But it was funny. I was talking to my mom, and I was talking to her yesterday, and she says, "Yeah, I got to get home and cook your dad dinner. I found this really cool recipe, but it's a test kitchen recipe. If y'all know, there's like America's Test Kitchen. You ever heard of them, Zach?
I think I've heard of them. I've never really done anything with it, but
so they're like a place that does like they test literally the best recipe for XYZ.
Okay.
Those recipes normally are quite involved. And I was like, oh boy. She goes, well, it's only about an hour and a half. It's not bad. And I was like, An hour and a half. Okay, so that's one thing if it's an hour and a half in the oven, but I'm not standing in the kitchen for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So she goes, yeah, I know. You're the 30 minutes and under. And I'm like, 30 minutes and under. Okay, so here we go.
Oh, I got stuff to do.
Yeah, no kidding. Like I said, I'm good if it's in the oven for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But if I have to stand here and do this, no. So here we go. I made this ahead of time. This is just the powdered sugar and milk. Okay. And we're going to drizzle it around. Traditional glaze, right? Nothing fancy. Oh, I'll show you. I did use the whisk. Okay. Love this whisk. It's not your traditional shape. Things don't get stuck because, well, not as much because they're not all touching. You see that on the end?
Okay. Yeah, I do see the difference.
Yeah. But also, this is long enough that I can actually use it to scrape along the side of the bowl. Mm-hmm. Ones that are shaped like a light bulb, you don't have enough surface area touching the side of the bowl to scrape with.
Right.
So, excuse me. Okay. Too many onions around here. Everything's going up my nose. Okay, so I'm just going to drizzle. Try to do this so y'all can see, right? I'm just going to drizzle this across the top. Make sure I get it all the way around before I start getting real fancy with it. I'm using the mini scraper. I'll show y'all it in a minute. Now, I've been with Pampered Chef 12 years as of last weekend.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you. So as a result, some of the stuff you see in my kitchen, I've had a while. And there's been years where we've had colored things because they were trying to do seasonal colors or keep with the trends. And there was a year that sapphire blue was a trend. And there was a year tangerine orange was a trend. So when you see my tools that I use in my kitchen every day, some of them tend to be a certain color. They still work great. This would be one of them.
I'm actually looking right now, and I'm sharing with you, or I'm sharing with everybody the stainless steel mixing bowl set. And
Yes.
There's something on this. There's something on here that I find that's very interesting. You can use the medium-sized one and the large one as an ice bath if
Yes.
you need to keep something at a little bit of a cooler temperature, or if you need to, cool it down. Well, for storage reasons, you're not supposed to put hot food into a refrigerator. There's just
Right.
It needs to take, and it has to gradually cool down, or there are bacteria that grow.
Right.
So,
yeah, they all nest really well. And it doesn't show in that picture very well, but they have a silicone bottom. So they won't slide around your countertop.
oh, that's so nice.
Mm-hmm. And then it does have the ring for your finger.
Right.
And these tend to wear out sometimes, and you can get them as replacement parts too, the little plastic rings.
Wow.
So now a king's cake, what color is Mardi Gras? What colors are they?
Green, yellow, and red?
Purple.
Purple. I'm sorry.
So here we're going to go yellow sprinkles here. Yellow doesn't look like much against the regular, let's see, 1, 2, 3. The bread, like the dough is kind of the same color, but yellow, 1, 2, 3. I'm just doing it on the little slices. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to do, where's my green? Almost out of my green. Oh.
And of course, these are just colored sugar.
Yep, this is just the sprinkles out of the baking section. Yeah, I'm almost out of green. So you're just striping it, but I don't know about you guys. I'm just really not that great or have much of a desire to make things complicated. So rather than frosting it or trying to mix up different colors in your glaze with food coloring and stuff, just use the sprinkles. There we go. So I know it's the bright light, and I was almost, the green looked like I had more than I did, but I don't have enough to make it. But you get the idea. So now you've got Mardi Gras King's Cake. I'll try and bring it up to the camera a little bit.
Wow, that is beautiful.
So if you really want to go fully traditional, in the other room you can get them at the craft stores. They're little babies, little plastic babies. And don't cook it with it in there. But I'm gonna reach up under here and tuck a baby in one place, and then when my friends come over, whoever gets the baby is gonna have fortune this year.
Ah, okay. Phew. I was gonna say if it's if somebody was gonna have a baby, I was gonna say nope, not doing that.
Nope. We're past that. All of us. This is a group of girls that all of us have kids that are now juniors in college. So,
yeah.
No new ones. So let me turn this around real quick and show you the pressure cooker. It is still coming to pressure, but it is almost there. Let's see, I'll turn this like this.
And then here's the information about the pizza stone. As she mentioned, you got the handles on it, which make it so much easier to get out of the oven. The traditional just flat pizza stone is just that. It's a flat pizza stone, and it's a heck of a lot harder to get out of there, because, well, they're not cool, they're hot. So but you can see that this has, I also like that on there it's got a little bit of a raised lip. That's kind of nice.
So what's really cool is it's got more of a lip on the back, and the reason is our new stoneware now can be preheated. The old one couldn't, and so you could preheat your pizza stone. And we also have a pizza peel, which is like, think of like the pizzerias, right? The big wooden paddle. And so you can put your pizza on that pizza peel and slide it onto the stone that's now preheated. You get an extra crispy crust, but it won't fly off the back because the back has a little bit of a lip.
Wow. Yeah, and again, I love pizza stones. I do a lot of my baking on pizza stones just because of the consistency of heating them up. So we're back here at the pressure cooker, right?
Can you see this wheel on here?
Yes.
So the wheel is in the last quadrant. It's almost come up to pressure. When it comes up to pressure, then it's going to start cooking the rice. Yeah. Okay. So it's still on preheat, and once it's done, it will cook for 4 minutes, and then it'll beep at me. I'm going to let it. It says to let it naturally release. What there is with pressure cooking, there's 2 ways of finishing a meal. One is the natural release, and one is to actual release it myself. So the button right here, I would push to release the pressure. Well, it says to natural release for 10 minutes. That's because once the time is up, this will slowly start letting the pressure off. Okay, so I'm going to let it natural release for 10 minutes. That's going to cook for 10 minutes longer. And then I will open it up and it'll be done. So I think that's it, Zach.
Wow. That is so amazing. And then how is our chili looking?
Let's see. Let's swing around here. Woo!
Our cocoa chili.
Yes. My son walked in. He doesn't like onions at all. And so he's like, man, you got it stinking in here. So, yeah, the chili's, it's going to be awesome. So, yes, the chili's looking amazing. I've got it on high. Wow. You'll see it. So, and again, remember, I started that on the stovetop, right?
Yeah.
So, I didn't have to dirty like 5 pots to make this. It's all this one, and it's cooking here. It's 30 minutes in, and I'm going to let it finish up, and then my friends and I are going to have quite the feast tonight.
Yep. Well, you know what? We're still going to follow the recipe. We're going to go back through, and we're going to follow the recipe, and my family's going to be enjoying the same meal tonight. So,
which one are you making? You making the chili?
We're actually going to make all 3. Yeah.
Oh, you're really awesome.
Yep. So I'm interested. I really want to try the jambalaya. And of course, we got to try the chili because I need to. I just don't. I'm trying to figure out if I need to add marshmallows to the chili. So,
Well, it doesn't smell very sweet. It's very savory for sure.
well, that's good. So, now we have shown you just a small portion of what are some of the tools that you can get right here with our pamphlet in our fundraiser. Again, all you have to do is come here to the bottom of the screen, pamperedchef.com/party/rescue22 fundraiser, and anything that you purchase goes to our mission of these 9 organizations that are here to help our veterans out. Okay. But I want to repeat this because this is very important. Carolyn is a giving partner, which means anytime you see someone that we're trying to help, you can shop with and get some of these wonderful items. And not only when you get these wonderful items, you also get to give a portion back to the mission of your choice. You tell us who you support. It's not us telling you who you should support. So it can be families, nonprofits, animals, whatever it is. People ask us for help and we put them in the program, and you can tell us who you support. So
just let me know ahead of time if you're going to do that so I can make sure I put it in the right place.
Yep. It's all you got to do. So, Carolyn, awesome. Thank you. I'm excited that we got to do our first of hopefully many parties. And I'm going to be replaying this a couple times. We're also going to show this on Wednesday during the Mission 22 podcast. 22 hours of trying to start the conversation and save veteran lives. Thank you very, very much. And what wonderful skills. Hey, Carolyn, where do people find some of these recipes at?
So all of them are on my website. If you go to pamperedchef.com/PWS/Carolyn Rasmussen, if you search, you can search by tool, or you can search, like if you put chili in, you'd find multiple chili recipes. And this is the easy weekday chili. So all of these are available on the Pampered Chef website through my website, or even just pamperedchef.com. So they're very easy to get. But I also want to remind everybody, if you thought this was fun and you want to do a cooking party too, we could do them on Zoom or whatever, or I do them online on Facebook or our own platform, and a percentage will go back to this Rescue 22 fundraiser, but by also booking your own party. And then you can get some of these tools. If you really want that multi-cooker, but you're like, man, I don't have that in my budget, let me know and we can get it 50% off. Or you want that rock crock or that rock crock and slow cooker, I can get it for you for 50% off. Host a party, have your friends together. Let's have fun. I even do bingo parties. They're really cool and fun. I do them on Zoom or in person, but we can play bingo with your friends on Zoom and then do a little bit of cooking on the side. And there's prizes and stuff. It's so much fun. And we all need fun in our lives and joy and togetherness. And if you could partner that with food, let's do it. And then I'll also kick back some more to Rescue 22 that way as well. But put the order in that you want for the stuff you want right away. The order will be processed and shipped out pretty quickly.
And again, like she said, who wouldn't want to have a party right now to where, even if it's people that you've met over state lines, she can take and put together these parties. You guys can get together and get your group together, and you guys can make a wonderful meal and, just share the experience. Not only share the experience, but just have some fun and get out of the whole work mode for a little bit and get back to spending some time together. So, but Carolyn, again, wonderful. I cannot wait until I get to the King's Cake. It looks awesome. So I really look forward to it. But thank you so very much. You can find everything if you just go to the link below, and you can find all of this stuff. If you would like a copy of this video, simply send me an email to Zach, Z-A-K, at communitypayitforward.us and ask for a copy of this video, and you can follow along with Carolyn. Again, if you would like, all you have to do is scan the QR code up in the corner, and that QR code is going to take you to, I'm trying to do this, and of course I didn't do it right, but it's going to take you right here to our page. This page is the community mission to Rescue 22. Hover over Community Dare to Care, and it's the first section that you get to hover over. You come here, and right here, this little button here, you can get all the ingredients for these dishes, and then we will add this beautiful video to it so you can follow along. So, yep. Carolyn.
And my contact information is on my website. So when you go to that Rescue 22 fundraiser and you need to call me or text me because you have a question about something, feel free. I'm happy to help.
And if you have any, one of the easiest ways to go about it is if you just go to communitypayitforward.us, just type in Pampered Chef Carolyn Rasmussen, it's going to pop up and you'll have it all right there. It's all hyperlinked, so all you have to do is go and you can connect with her as well. So, again, Carolyn, thank you. You and your friends enjoy that wonderful eclectic meal. There's, hey, nothing's better than a choice, right? It's almost like a buffet.
Exactly.
So, and nothing, very, very few things in this world are better than a buffet, especially for a fat guy. So
exactly.
But all right, well, I want to thank you one more time. You've done wonderful, folks. Let's work together. Let's really support these 9 organizations and try to help some veteran lives. So thank you, Carolyn. We'll talk to you very soon.
Bye.
Bye. Look, seriously, about an hour and 20 minutes, she was able to put together 3 different items. Yes, she did have some of the stuff pre-made. Not pre-made, but pre-prepped. It's kind of part of cooking. Believe me, as a cook for as many years as I was, we spent just about as much time prepping as we did actually cooking the meal. But please go to this link below us, pamperedchef.com/party/rescue22 fundraiser. Go to the link above me, communitypayitforward.us/pampered chef Carolyn Rasmussen, and it's going to take you to her page so you can find out more. If you do want a copy of this video, Zach at communitypayitforward.us. Thank you, everyone, for checking this out. Let's keep this rolling. Please share this with anybody and everybody you know. Let's cook some great things. Let's use a great product. And let's help our heroes. Please love somebody out there, because somebody out here loves you. When you're not helping anyone, you're hurting everyone. No one needs to go it alone when we all come together. My name is Zach Clayton. I am the president and founder of Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care, and the PAC channels. Please make sure that you find, record, and share this video. And the other thing is, please, we ask you to dedicate at least 22 minutes on Wednesday. Watch a story. That's all we ask. One story, one organization. Try to find somebody that will help you support one of these organizations right here that you love, that you want to support, or let's do enough shopping to where we can support them all. Thank you all very much. You guys have a great day, and happy Sunday, happy weekend, and we will see you on Wednesday, but probably see you before then too. So goodbye. Have a great day. And please, again, love somebody out there, because somebody out here loves you.
Stepping out of her fear, bring me home. Out alone, show me the way. You're one wanna be a part of Sunset Boulevard.